There you go, welcome back to Trade Ones, and we're at this litter again, and they are just about 4 weeks of age now. And hello, dee 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 dee. So what we're looking for is that contact in the puppies that they're coming up when I'm walking in, greeting like a normal dog, and we basically got that, as you saw, come in. We've left the mother, they come up to me, and now I'm coming down to the puppies, and they're beating on the mother. But that's what I'm looking for. That there's this instant hello, 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 hello. And that says to me we're now ready to come out of this room. Last time I had on the dryer, the blower, so you probably didn't hear everything I said. So this is going to be a two-part video today. Hello, hello, hello. And I'll try and explain the process of what we're doing and why we're doing it, and the different stages in the puppy's life up until today, 4 weeks of age, or tomorrow it's 4 weeks. So, they come into this room at 3 weeks because their senses are online. And I want to protect those senses. Now, someone wrote to me regarding imprinting and puppy fear stage, etc., etc. Imprinting is going on from day one with the puppies. What we have is genetics. And those genetics, the way when it comes to temperament, can be affected by the environment. Boom, which is why I say I want a reasonably competitive litter. I want a balanced litter. I don't want an over-competitive litter. I don't want an under-competitive litter, which has been my main concern with this litter, because, and that's imprinting, because we're getting a balance going in. Is that my little female? That's my little green female. Hello, hello again. For example, if I don't do anything with a litter, I would probably get two puppies that are on the plus side of excitement. I would have two puppies that would be on the negative side of excitement. And then I'd get a whole bunch of puppies in between. They can swing each way. Yeah? The two puppies on the plus side of excitement, you would consider, temperament-wise, probably the pick of the litters. The two puppies on the negative side, you would say, oh, they're no good, they're scared, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, for example, if we say excitement is the ace of spades, the two puppies on the right side, both have been dealt the ace of spades very, very early. And in the same position, those two puppies on the negative side have been dealt the 2 and 3 of spades. Yeah? So the whole idea of the handling and the process and everything else is that we make those dogs with the 2 and 3 of spades behave as if they're the ace of spades. Yeah? And that is imprinting, that is conditioning going on there. And that is what we're trying to do, is get the best result. There'll always be the 2 of spades, but where this 2 of spades start will be at a higher level. The guys that are at the ace of spades don't really need to do anything with these ones. They set the standard for the rest of the litter, so we want to move the whole litter up to that level. I don't need to make these dogs better, because they are good at what they are. They can become better. So we're trying to get the best potential out of the puppies. And that's why we start right at the beginning in installing in the puppies a level of competition, a level of excitement that they get so used to, it becomes their nature. Yeah, so we don't get any swings in the dog. And we do that on everything when it comes to sociability, curiosity, everything, anything that stimulates those genetics in the dog. And the genetics is, or the imprinting that goes into the genetics is dictated by the environment. You have a safe environment, you have a different genetic imprint going on than if you have an unsafe environment. You have a different imprint. In an unsafe environment, you've got very competitive puppies, survival of the fittest, because they get into the tip, their development is a lot quicker. Yeah, and you're stimulating that development, you're stimulating that competition, everything else. If in a really safe environment, a really small litter, they're in the land of milk and honey. They don't do anything, they sit there, they eat, they fall asleep, they eat, they fall asleep, boom, boom, boom. And it takes it's a totally different type of puppy. What's better? It's the handling, that goes in is what it's about, and understanding how it all works, you get the same results at the end of the day. You get a different dog, but you get the same results. If that makes sense, it probably doesn't, but so that's what we're doing. Any minute, it's just hello little fella, hello little fella. So as I say, we've got that contact, that willingness to play, and once we've got that, then they're ready to come out of the room, because I am no longer the food source. I'm taking over. I am now a fun source. I am interesting for all the puppies, and they want to be with me, they want to communicate with me, etc, etc. So that is what we're doing. We have got, as I said, a number of things going on. We've got the genetics going on, we've got imprinting going on, and that starts all the way from the first day basically, how the environment is, etc, etc. And imprinting in puppies sort of goes up to, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 months, but it decreases. The time and the ability to imprint a behaviour pattern on the dog decreases as time goes on, as the dog gets older, as the puppy gets older. So the first stage is in that 3 weeks, baby stage. Now we're in puppy stage. Yeah, these are puppies, and the reason they've been protected is because in the house I don't know what noises affects the puppies badly. I don't know, because I'm not there all the time. Here, when I introduce something, I can see it, I can measure the response, and I can, if the response is wrong, we can correct that response. We give the puppy time. In their house, I don't see it. So if there's a sound that they don't like, or one of them doesn't like and gets petrified from, and we keep repeating that sound unintentionally, if I'm in the kitchen banging around or something, I don't know, it could be anything, you've imprinted a response on a puppy and then you're unaware of. So I'd like to be very aware of the imprinting of what's going on in that puppy. Yeah? And what we've done is we have got a good level of competition. That's imprinted in the puppies. As I say, this puppy is very, very uniform in its response. There's no split in the litter. Yeah? We're not having a pick of a litter, we have a litter to pick from. And that's both going to be in temperament and morphology. Jay, little fella. So as I say, it's going to be a 2-part video, so in a minute I'm going to take them outside, and we can see them outside for the first time. And that's pretty amazing really, when you consider last week their world was 1 metre squared, now it's 5.5, 6 square metres. And today, later on, it's going to be a whole garden. I mean, it's the world. And also, by making this room so small, I've noticed that puppies, if we have a big room, they will wander off. But their sight perception, their perception of distance, etc., is not very good. I don't know how far they can actually see when they start off. But right at the beginning, when they start, they're moving around, they'll get lost in the room. They'll end up in a corner somewhere, and then they're screeching and everything else because they can't find their way back, which sounds ridiculous, but it's true. And again, that ends up as an imprinted response to something, or for some puppies, the weaker puppies, that will be awful. Yeah, so we don't want that. We want to control that. We want to build up that confidence in the puppy. That's conditioning. And at the end of the day, you will not be able to tell the difference between the genetics, the imprinting, and the conditioning. You couldn't tell which is which. And that is what we're doing. That's why we're getting so early. Yeah. And all you have to do is just keep it going. And it's very, very simple. We're putting in the basics. Hey. We're putting in the basics. That's what we're doing. That's the aim of everything. So anyway, I'm going to stop this video. Hey. That tug all going on there. Yo. So that's where we are, that's why we're doing what we're doing. All these things going on. Isn't that right? Yes, it is. It's to get you solid, isn't it, mate? Yeah. Solid. And it's all going very well. The puppies, as I said, in this room, it can last from a week to 10 days or so, a week and a half. We're coming out now, so we're very much ahead of ourselves. It's been a very easy litter to work with so far, but Abba's a tremendous mother, easy to work with. All her litters have been easy to work with in the past. I know exactly what I'm getting with this litter. And Abba, as I say, is tremendously easy to work with. So, is there someone out there? Yes, there is. So anyway, we're on to the next part of the video. I'm going to take them outside now, and we will see their response to being outside for the first time. And that's always interesting to gauge. Are they going to be excited, scared? What's going to happen? I have no idea. That's what we're going to look at.